Hey gang, Jones here, back with another video here today. So today we're going to go over the roadmap preview that we got access to. I'm going to talk about point 2, point 3, point 4, and point 5. So going all the way from 2024 all the way to 2026. I'm going to try to get as much information as I can. So let's get into it. So every single content update that we have is going to be every 6 months. So the first month is going to be fixing stuff from the content update itself, like if there's anything wrong with it, polish it up and stuff like that. Then 4 months of actually making the content itself. Then another month after they get finished making the new patch to try to polish everything up before they do release it to us. Now, every single one of these updates will come with some technical updates, such as optimization, making your computer run better, server performance, stuff like that. So it's always going to try to get better with these content updates. It's not just going to be strictly content, but trying to make the game run better for everybody. So we're going to talk about point 2, the update that is coming next for content. I believe that it will come out in October. Nobody actually knows. I've seen people say November. Nobody actually knows when it's coming out. This is the next content update. Now, at first, they will have a full moon. We'll add moon cycles later. So look forward to that. They will add weapon durability. So weapon durability will also not just have like system, malfunction, stuff like that, but it will be visible. So you'll have like rust, mud, stuff like that. I got to see a picture of it. Super, super cool. And he actually talked about some details that you don't really see in other games as far as like where the wear and tear is. So that's very, very cool. They are also adding the AK Ratnik platform. So that platform for like the new AKs, AK-12, AK-15 stuff, that will be added with a point 2 update, which is super, super cool. We need new guns because I'm tired of loading up, the same gun with a 60-round mag and just going out and shooting people. So that's very, very cool to see. So obviously night vision is coming. So night vision is coming, and it's only going to be the singular tube. So it's just going to be the singular one. And it's also going to be white. Now they are going to add the double, triple, and like 4 tubes later on. And they're also going to add the green night vision as well. So it's going to be white. And it's going to be a singular tube. I actually got to see it. So that was pretty cool. Like the preview of it, it doesn't look like most games that I've played with night vision. So that's pretty cool. They tried to say they focus on like realism. And that differentiates between game and realism. So that's pretty cool. So they're going to add canted sights along with night vision. So like obviously you can't pull your, scope up and look through your night vision. That's not possible. Or if it is, it's extremely, extremely hard. It's just not realistic whatsoever. So they're going to have canted sights. They're going to have infrared lasers and then regular lasers and flashlights. Flashlights on the AI will only be on their vest. That's, a part of the realism. Obviously, you're not going to have these like pirates running around with like, all these tactical devices on their gun. So that makes complete sense. Also, toggle, lean, and ADS are being added. I know we already knew this from the community update, but I'm trying to add all the information that's going to be in point 2. So toggle, lean, and ADS is coming with point 2. Super, super excited about that. I've wanted that in the game forever because when I played Tarkov, I used toggle, lean, and ADS. So for all of those that wanted like some type of, difference between the factions, stuff like that, they are having faction patches added. They're only going to be on one side of the character, so it's going to be really very hard to see. They did say that it would be visible in night vision as well. Personally, I've just keybind my Q to like the little mini map, so I just click that as soon as I see somebody and I can identify them. But for a more like immersive experience, if you want to see the patch and just play by looking at someone to make sure if they're enemy or not, you can do that. So that is being added. Now, this is cool. So they're having a new looting UI. So when you loot AI, you're going to be able to see like the damage they took and where it was taken and how many shots they took and like the actual lines that like enter the body. So when you kill an AI and you're wondering like why they didn't die, and then you find out you shot them in the foot 72 times, that is going to be cool. So you're going to actually see what happens when you actually shoot someone. So you're going to loot them, see that UAI, like you'd be able to loot them, and then see their body of where everything actually happened. So they will have night missions. So you'll be able to go out and do missions at night, and you'll have to do them at night or they won't count. So it'll be based on the time of day or obviously night. So you have to go at night and do these missions and complete them at night. Also, the environment or sounds will be different at night versus in the daytime. So that's cool. Just like give us a better or more immersion within being in nighttime and stuff like that. Now, I did want to mention they do have like the actual star patterns of the actual place that Lemang is based off of. So like the stars are in the exact place that they would be if you look up in the sky at the location, the physical location in the real world. So that is like a neat thing to just like, that's cool visual stuff. Now, this is the wording that was used. It said new version of AI. So they're going to use the past data they had for the last 6 months and be able to utilize it to make AI better. Because I understand people, and I've seen a lot of it throughout social medias, people are like, if I am at night and I have to use night vision and I still get lasered by AI, I'm going to lose my mind. So rest assured that there is a new version of the AI. It's not just like a small improvement, it's a new version. So that is great to hear because I'm in the same boat with everybody else. If I have to use like night vision, like sneak around at night and like IR lasers and stuff, and then I still just get my head blown off from, 300 miles away in the pitch dark, I'm going to be upset too. So speaking about quest and key drops and stuff like that, so key drop rates will be improved because I know a lot of people are stuck behind that. They realize that they're going to be improved. Also, quests will be moved around rather than just going back to the same spot. So I know I've done this several times. I've done a quest and I can't stack quests because I try to do that as much as possible because a lot of quests are in the same spot. But you'll do a quest and then you'll go back, turn it in, and it'll unlock another quest to go back to the same location. So they're talking about spacing those out to where you don't actually just continually go back to the same spot, because it seems repetitive. So that's good that they're switching that up to give a little bit more variety and, not bore people to death. Helis will come from the other sides of the map while waiting. So right now, how it stands is that like when you call a heli in, it'll come from like the base. So now, like for an extraction, for example, like say you're up in like Hunter's Paradise, the heli can come from the left and right. I don't know if it can come from the top. So that would, if it came from the top as well, that would make the wait time extremely low, or a lot, it would make it a lot lower. So people don't have to sit there and wait forever. And I know there's still a problem with calling a heli in and, no birds available, stuff like that. They're looking into ways to improve that. But as far as being able to get a heli in and then them coming from different sides of the map, it's going to make wait times a lot slower, and then you can get back to base sooner. So valuable loot is being added to 0.2. So valuable loot, like going out and looting different things and getting, value for stuff and turning in for money. Because I know some people struggle in the game with like getting money and they'll be low and they don't really know what to do because right now there's not a good way to make money. So you'll be able to go out and get these valuable items and then turn them in. Also with that, you'll be able to loot like backpacks, stuff like that, because I know it's kind of frustrating when you have a backpack and you can't really see what's in it, or you'll drop one and you have to pick it up. So you'll be able to loot backpacks. So that's a really nice quality of life improvement. Also, with the valuable loot, there's going to be a limited vendor stock with some particular items. This is going to help the economy a lot because right now the economy is not in a good spot whatsoever. So some items will have a limited stock from the vendors. You have to wait till they restock to buy them again, which I think will make the economy a lot better because right now it's just not punishing enough. Like you can just go out and buy 100 million different things. It doesn't really matter. So that will help the economy. It has needed that for a while. So that is great to see. Also, the final thing I want to mention for 0.2 is containers are coming. I know that's like old news and stuff, but I'm trying to punch in like all the stuff from 0.2. So containers are coming. That's very, very cool. Now, do not take this as like the absolute truth because I don't know 100% if it is coming. This is just, I believe it is. I believe that auto sort and like searching for items and stuff is coming for 0.2. Do not hold me to that because I do not know if it is 100% true. I just believe it is. So don't hold me to that, but I did want to mention that final thing about 0.2. So all that stuff that I just mentioned, besides obviously the auto sort and search item and stuff like that, is coming in 0.2, and I believe that it will come out sometime in October, but nobody has a definite date. So now talking about 0.3. So this will come 6 months after 0.2 update. We're just talking about the content patches here. It will focus on storytelling and weather will be added. So it'll improve the storytelling. It'll improve and make new lore. So there'll be like logs, books, newspapers that you can read about the lore of Lemang itself. It'll talk about the current state, and then it'll talk about the actual history of Lemang, like before the evacuation even happened, about the dictators and stuff like that. So that's very cool for people that love lore, getting into the story and stuff like that. It's going to add a whole new, dynamic to the story and making it more in depth as you're playing. So like I mentioned, dynamic weather will be added. So that'll be super cool. So you have the day and night. So you have like, a rainstorm at the night. I think it can make for just really cool scenes in the game. So dynamic weather is being added. Now weapon and armor repair are coming in 0.3. So we got the durability in 0.2. In 0.3, you'll actually have the repair for weapons and armor. Also, the CZ Brand weapon platform will be added with 0.3. So that's cool. I like how they're having like multiple weapons added for these content patches because we need it. Because right now, we're just using the same weapon over and over and over again. Or if you want to spice it up, you might switch it up and use something else. But like if you're trying to use meta stuff, you're going to be using the same gun with a 60-round mags, NATO, all that fun stuff. So it's great to see these guns being added. Now for 0.3, Twitch drops will be added. So you have Twitch drops that, you can go watch your favorite streamer and get drops in the game. So that's very cool, kind of a little community event and stuff like that. Also, the drag animation is coming with 0.3. They wanted to put it in 0.2, but they had to push it back because it was still clunky. So in 0.3, like the drag animation, so if somebody's in a coma, you can drag them out of cover and like save them. That is coming in 0.3, which will be 6 months after whenever 0.2 releases. So in update 0.4, there will be skills and the fobs added. So like the skills, it's not going to be like a normal game. I mean, I know they've talked about this forever ago, but just to, get people in the know that may not know. So skills are going to be added to the game, and it's not going to be like you go around like reloading your weapon or like shooting a gun. They don't know exactly how it's going to be implemented, but it's going to be like in a series of tests. So you might have to do like missions with like an instructor or train with an instructor, and then you'll get like a skill certification to do certain things. I think this is really cool. I don't know what direction this is going to go with like the skills, but I think you could have to where if you want to play with other people, you could have like a medic and a sniper and like a support gunner and an assault. Like you have a whole dynamic like squad, and they could do different things and specialize in certain things. So I think it's a very cool opportunity to make just a very cool experience with you and your friends. So like I mentioned before, fobs are coming. So they're going to be like these random like farms and bases that you can take over. So you'll have like, you'll go there, kill the AI if there's no actual other factions there, and you'll take over that base. You'll be able to spawn at these fobs. And then also when you take over those fobs themselves, they're going to be PMC AI that guard it. And then you'll actually have a unique vendor there that sells unique stuff. So that's very, very cool. It gives a big like PvP push because you'll be able to go out and fight for these different things. Also, it'll probably limit the heli frustrations, because if you can just spawn at some of these bases your factions have, it makes it a lot easier to navigate the map without having to wait. Also, they're adding rogue PMCs. So there's two ways to do it. So rogue PMCs, like if you're like killing your teammates and you'll be kicked out of like the faction, like if you lose enough rep, you'll be kicked out of your faction. And also they're going to have it to where you can just be a rogue NPC. Like you're going to have to like do certain things to like be kicked out, or maybe you can select you're kicked out and you can do certain things. It'll be very limited. You'll have like limited access to vendors and stuff like that. And if you want to get back in, they're thinking about maybe doing like a bounty system where you have to pay to get back in or do certain missions and stuff like that. So it makes it really cool to be like a rogue PMC if you want to go that direction, away from the factions, kind of do your own thing. They're going to have that in the 0.4 update. So update 0.5. So crafting is coming. So they're going to have crafting and like workbenches and stuff like that in like a special room. I don't know if it's going to be like a hideout or just a room you go into. There's also going to be a vendor added with that, and that's going to come in 2026. And then the HK weapon platform will be added with the 0.5 update with crafting and stuff like that. Also, I did want to mention this. This is away from 0.5. This is a totally different thing, but Ground Zero will not be released until 1.0. So they're not going to release it in early access, like all the stuff that they planned for that. It's based on or got inspiration from Roadside Picnic. So I don't know how far they're going to take it. Nobody really does. I bet they probably don't even know how far they're going to take it. So like, anomalies, extraterrestrials, like artifacts, stuff like that. Nobody really knows how far they're going to take that, but that is going to be part of Ground Zero. Now I want to end on a couple of things that they've talked about in the future, but they haven't mentioned in any of this meetings, stuff like that. I've just seen, and if you've watched like every single interview before the game even came out, you already know this stuff. But for people that just haven't watched every single thing ever, I'm going to add some stuff at the end of this video I think you'll enjoy. So for everything that I'm getting ready to say, there is no timeline. They have not said when. They have not said where. They've not even said if they are going to or not. These are all just hypothetical situations. So they have talked about custom servers. So in the future, at some point, they have talked about like renting servers to people and having them make their own server and their own rules, and it would have great opportunity, and you can monetize it wherever you want. If you want to make a very, very serious server, you could. So that's cool. Just having the ability to customize your experience however you wanted it, and being able to do that. And then also they would rent them to you, so you had to pay for it because, the cost of servers is absolutely ridiculous. Also, Mara did mention this. I know there's a lot of PvP people in here, and he did mention this at some point. He said if it ever got to a point, he may, let's keep that in mind, add more players to the map. So instead of it being 16, 16, 16, add 20, 20, 20, whatever it may be, add more players to the map to give it a more feeling of like you're actually in the world with other players. Now, I don't know if that's ever going to happen whatsoever. It is not like 100% true. It's just that he's thought about it, and it is a possibility to add to the game. I did want to just add those two things at the end because Everybody's seen absolutely everything out there. I did want to add that information for those that stayed till the end because I do appreciate it very, very much. Anyway, guys, my name is Jones, and I'm out. Peace.